Are you also fed up? Fed up with being told that everything is going to hell?
Okay, I'm not starting yet, but I will show you one video when we are waiting for the rest.
Fed up with being told that everything is going to hell? What with CO2, the greenhouse effect, flooding, drought, hunger, exhaustion of natural resources, mountains of rubbish, and the pure hell of toxic pollution? Well, don't worry, because there is a solution. Wood. Yes, trees and wood products are the way forward, because wood is the world's most environmentally friendly raw material. Get this, trees and forests are a source of raw material that grow every year. Forests are much prettier than coal mines and oil drilling platforms, but you may ask, isn't it wrong to cut down trees? No. Luckily, cutting down trees is absolutely fine, for almost all forests in Europe are managed with the purpose of producing wood for manufacture, and when we cut down trees, new ones are planted in their place. Furthermore, European forest areas are expanding, increasing about 5,000 square kilometers each year. Wood products are also healthier for the climate because trees take CO2 out of the atmosphere and store it in their trunks, then later in wood products. So, we are reducing the greenhouse effect every time we use wood in houses, bridges, furniture and cars. And when you dispose of wood products, the story still isn't quite over. Burn them, for there's energy stored in the wood, and by doing so, you release only as much CO2 as the tree consumed when it grew, thus replacing the use of coal, oil and gas, preventing CO2 emissions and resulting in no waste. Which is why wood is the world's most environmentally friendly raw material, a resource that both grows and produces clean energy instead of waste. Which is more than you can say about metal, concrete, coal, oil and gas now, isn't it? So use wood, for wood is good. In fact, it's nature's stroke of pure genius.
Okay. Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Are we waiting for the lady came and said, so she was our colleague. We are in the wrong class now, so we should.
Warm?
And second thing, that we are too loud. So.
Boreal forests are spreading out across the northern hemisphere like.
Are you also fed up? Fed up?
Yeah, so we are in the wrong classroom, but we don't want to change with them, so this is okay with us. But maybe small mistake. Yeah, doesn't matter. We are happy here. Okay. I'm going to give you a small introduction to Finnish forests and also tell you some facts of Finland. So not much, but you can touch a little bit because there are so many new members in this group. So that and first comers to Finland. So let's repeat something about Finland. Let's start from the history. So you can see that this decade we were under Sweden, and therefore you have to understand we have very special relationship with the Swedes, because we have always been under the Swedes' rule until 1809, when Russia took over Finland from Sweden. So we have always been between Sweden and Russia, and very small nation. So please understand our culture and our behavior sometimes and so on. But okay, 1917 we got our independence, and you can see this date that next year we will celebrate Finland 100 years. And it's a big party, of course. Yeah. For example, the biggest happening in Lahti is the ski games world championships. But there are plenty of those happenings. So I think that the right time to come to Finland is next year. So you are 1 year too early. Sorry. Okay. Okay, this is United Nations, and then we were part of the European Union 95. This is okay. We are in Lahti, and okay, a little bit more than 100,000 citizens. I think who saw the information that Lahti is 7th biggest city, but it's here 8th biggest city anyway. Founded a little bit more than very young city, so only a bit more than 100 years old. This is very good location for Lahti because we can go everywhere from here. So Helsinki is only some 100 kilometers from here, and by train it's 84 minutes. And what else? Gateway to St. Petersburg. From here to St. Petersburg, I'm not sure, but I assume it's something like 3.5 hours by train. And yes, Estonia and Tallinn is very close, so if you take the ferry, it's only 2 hours. You right? Am I right? Yes. How many times you were in Tallinn?
I don't know, 2 or 3.
Yeah. Okay. So very nice city in Estonia, and very close. Also, ferry to Stockholm takes some 24 hours, so it's very close. Okay, you already know our faculties here. What else I could say? That this border with Russia is 1,200 kilometers long, and it's the longest border in the European Union with Russia. And you know Russian power, so 200 million people living in Russia, and we are only 5 million here. And in St. Petersburg, they have more than 5 million, the whole population of Finland. So, and what they are doing, so this is now my stories, don't tell this as a fact from Finland, but those mix airplanes, they are testing all the time Finland, so that are we ready? Are we ready? So, and it means that our Hornets, we have 250 Hornets we bought from United States. They are always ready to control our border because Mr. Putin wants to test all the time that is Finland ready. Okay, this is my story, but part of it is of course true. So we are friend of course with the Russian, and maybe Finland knows Finland knows best how to trade with Russians because we are so close with them. Okay. Yeah, that was a story about the long border. Some facts and figures. So, what is interesting? Maybe this is interesting, and you will hear something more about that forest area. But can you imagine so many lakes in this this country? 188,000 lakes, and also meaning 180,000 islands. So it means that for every Finnish family there is enough space for summer cottage and located around the lake. So I promise you can find everywhere empty place for your new cottage.
Without ice?
Pardon?
Without freezing and ice?
Okay. You know that we have reindeers, so they start somewhere here, and they are living in this area. Around 1,000 bears, and they can come also to Helsinki in the city center. It happened some 10 years ago that we called it City Bear. So it was running in the city of Helsinki, in the marketplace. And the police was running after that bear. And they got it, but this bear is a funny animal because it can run in a day 250 kilometers, very fast. So it was not easy task for Finnish policemen to shoot it. So, but finally they did it. Jasmine.
I live in Helsinki and there are no deers or reindeers, but about 10 years ago there was deer and the police shot it just in my backyard.
Really?
Yeah.
But it was not bear.
It was not bear, but it was deer.
Deer, yeah.
They also live more northern, so that was quite strange.
Yeah. And then some 500 wolves. Okay, I don't know about that. How you can count how many thousands, but anyway, 35 national parks. Now we go to forest industry. Some information so that there is paper, paperboard, chemical pulp, sawn timber, sawn wood, and plywood. Those are the most biggest items in our forest industry still. So this is the production, export, how much, and this is share of export. So from the production, you can see that it's really high. So only chemical pulp is low because it's used here in Finland for paper making. So, but for example, plywood, I would say that by UPM it's more than 90%. So it's really big part is going outside of Finland. And how many plants we have here? Paper plants, paperboard plants, and chemical pulp plants, sawn wood plants, and plywood mills. Okay, what are the markets for our forest products then? So of course European Union. So and the biggest part today is Germany, then United Kingdom, France, Spain, maybe Italy, and then it's divided like this. So non-European countries 20%, other Europe, Asia. So this way. So okay, it was here mentioned. Germany, UK, Russia. Russia is not so big today because you know the problems with trading with Russia. So because the legislation, not legislation, but the European Union has decided that we don't trade with some things with Russia, and we have to follow, of course. We are suffering more than anybody else in Europe about this, and that means that our economy has gone also down because we cannot trade with the Russians. Okay, some interesting to know, so that what are the products we are exporting. So number one is still paper and paperboard. So we all are nowadays using this information, but still paper is needed. Number two, diesel fuel. Number three, stainless steel, and sawn timber is really important for Finland today. Pulp, number 5, and so on. So this is the general information about the exports. About turnovers of the Finnish forest industry. So this is the mechanical wood industry, so wood products industry, what we all are representing here. This one is chemical pulp and paper industry. So you can see that this is maybe 1/3 or 1/4 of that. And this is billion euros. So the meaning of the forest industry is really big today. So now it's forest industry is the biggest industry in exports for Finland today. When Nokia was still alive, so Nokia was 4 times more than our forest industry. We were talking about UPM, and you can see these are the biggest European forest industry companies. So Stora Enso is a company, part is from Sweden, part is from Finland, and UPM 10 is from Finland. What else? Metsä Group is also from Finland, and here are some figures. So turnover is in both companies a little bit more than 10 billion euros. So they are big players. So, and then several smaller companies. So they are not here, but and globally in the whole world. So international paper. This is from States, and where are Stora Enso? Stora Enso is number 5, UPM number 6, and Metsä is somewhere here. So we still are competing very hard with those other companies. So you can see that forest industry is really, really big and important for Finland. Now you can see how our mills are located, and you can see that they are in this area. What is the reason that there is nothing here? So no mills at all. Since you can't answer, so
No trees.
no trees. Yes, yes. Cold. Yes.
There's no people living.
Also, yes. What else?
Roads and railway.
Protected forest.
That's also good. Yes.
Any connection to the Nordic circle, maybe from that out there too much dark and too much
Yeah.
light?
And what does it mean? That when trees are growing, they are growing.
In winter time growing so few, in summer time growing so much.
Slow, very slow. So they are so tiny, the trees, so that you can't use actually. But it's also good. So in part of the Lapland there are no trees growing. You are right. So then we are protecting our these areas also. But the main reason is that the summertime is so short in north part of Finland, so that the growing time is too short, so that they are growing very slowly, and they are really tiny, the trees. But there are enough working place for all of you if you come to Finland. So paper mills, paperboard mills, chemical pulp mills. I don't know how to explain this PCT, MP mills, paper and paper converting, but then sawmills, plywood, particle, fiberboard, veneer mills, furniture, and joinery in the industry. And most of the plywood factories, they are located in eastern part of Finland, because it's the area where birch tree is growing. So that's the best place. And when we were in the Second World War, so Russia took over the best part of the Finland, 20% from the whole area. We lost in the Second World War to Russia, and that was the best forest area of Finland. And only reason why Stalin wanted this part was that Finland was too close to St. Petersburg. It was only 50 kilometers from our border. So it was a risk for Stalin, and that was the reason that he took away this part of Finland. I think this is my last slide. If we start from here, our forests, they are growing 104 million cubic meter every year. So much is coming new trees every year. But we will harvest only up to 70, maybe 65 or something like that. But if we take a look, 70 million cubes a year, and we will get industrial roundwood 63 million cubes. And how they divide with this industrial roundwood, 37% goes to the chemical industry, and then 26 goes wood products industry. And from here the side products are used as chips in pulp and paper industry. So 37 plus this 8 is 45 actually. 45 million cubes are needed. Logging residues are staying in the forest, so 13 million cubes. Okay, nowadays we are using more and more these residues for bioenergy, but not all of them. We have to leave something in the forest also. And just firewood, like heating up sauna with wood, we are using 5 million cubes. Can you imagine in Finland? Yeah, that's it. But I have to say that Finland is now investing amazing big projects in forest industry. So there are at least 3 new bioproduct plants, not bioenergy, but product plants. The biggest one is 120 million, 120 million euros, and it's located in Äänekoski. And that's a pulp mill, but the idea is that they will get much more out of the pulp mill than only pulp. So they will get biodiesel, biofuel, they will get raw material for medicines, and it's a big list. So, and that will be our new Nokia in the future. So I can promise that you will hear after 5 or 10 years, so that these investments. So this was only the biggest one. There are coming 2 same kind of investments, and this is really thing we are now concentrating on. Then there are plenty of smaller investments, but it means that this 70 is not enough for us. So we have to go up and take from our forest maybe 80 million cubes in order to serve all those plants. Yes.
Okay, we have about 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
12 minutes.
I will show you very short video.
that in the modern rat race, quality of life gains the greatest public exposure when it generates either money or peace of mind, or both. Let us examine the issue from the vantage point of Europe's cool attic. Look up the 60th parallel on the map, and you will notice that there are very few people living north of it. That is where you will find Finland, a vast forest hiding just over 5 million inhabitants, a forest that is larger than Italy or the UK. Finns, men or women. You may lay claim to knowing one or two. Computer savvy, urbane attitudes, global worldview. Something you may not know about them is that their tolerance for both sound and silence is higher than most other people's. They have an escape hatch, the forest. 3/4 of Finland's land area is covered in forests, more than any other country in Europe. That makes 4 hectares of forest for every man, woman and child in Finland. A hectare, a square of land with 100-meter sides. For the sake of comparison, Germany has 1/10 of a hectare of forest for each inhabitant. Forestry in Finland is a sustainable and profitable venture that underscores natural values. Forestry is the key contributor to keeping all of Finland inhabited and economically robust. Finland also derives 1/4 of its export revenues from the forest sector. In Finland, forests are a shared concern. Forestry is a family business. Since 2/3 of Finland's forests are held by ordinary Finnish families. Nearly 1 in 5 Finns owns forest. Ordinary people. Although many live in cities, they retain an intense emotional link to the natural forest environment. A well-tended forest is a source of pride. Finnish forest owners value sustainable development highly. They wish to leave future generations an even better legacy than was given to them. Keep the landscape of the soul in prime shape. It would be difficult to come by a raw material more ecological than wood originating in a sustainably managed forest. Forests provide renewable raw materials and energy vital to the future of humankind. Wood is a versatile raw material. The only limit to its applications is the imagination. Papers and boards testify to the creativity that gives natural materials a second chance. The allure of wood is evident in building, interior decoration, any number of disciplines that value style and quality. The entire global population can take part in this referendum through their everyday buying decisions. Forest products are recyclable. In Finland, more than 70% of all paper is recycled. The figure is among the highest in Europe, despite the nation's sparse inhabitation. At the end of their life cycle, forest products can be burned to generate bioenergy. Without forestry, there would be no forest industry. Without the forest industry, there would be no forestry. The nature values of forests comes into clearer focus when forests are used and assigned a financial value, which is why forests fare better in countries that practice economically viable forestry. In Finland, nature is safeguarded through proper forest management and the conservation of valuable sites. Finland leads the pack in Europe when it comes to the protection of forests. More than 8% of Finnish forests enjoy full protection. This means the land area more than half the size of Belgium. Finnish forests cater for environmental, economic and recreational concerns. Right of public access to the wilderness is a fundamental right in Finland. People are free to roam all forests and pick berries and mushrooms, regardless of whose land they are on. Someone once said that free enjoyment of forests might well be the only thing yet to be taxed in Finland. The core questions of forests are not complicated. Forests regenerate. Humankind has many uses for forests and molds wood to its own ends. The fundamental idea of sustainable development lies in not exceeding the tolerance of nature. Forest resources are assessed regularly through satellite imaging and field surveys. Every year, growth in Finnish forests outpaces felling. This was a brief account of the landscape of the Finnish zone.
Okay, that's it.
We have some time for the questions if you have not finished forest or anything before we leave to the theatre.
So there's no restriction to go to the forest at all?
Sorry?
You can go to the forest without any restrictions?
Yeah.
Anybody can go?
Yeah, it's free.
What about those recreational the location that are protected by government?
Depends on what kind of park it is, and there are some certain market roads you can walk with.
Okay, so there are some trails.
Yeah.
you can use.
Yeah, normally they are exactly for you when you want to go in the forest and so there are nothing else but the forest and those paths. So you can overnight there and
But in those national parks, you cannot maybe pick up the berries or not. So
why not?
Oh, it's some of them.
I think that you can everywhere.
It's a different kind of.
Pick up mushrooms and make. Okay, making fireplaces is of course a little bit risky when in the summertime. So many times our forecast says that you are not allowed to make your own fire in the forest. So.
Because of safety.
Yeah, you need a landowner license.
We have some protected forests in Slovakia, and those protected you are not allowed to go away from the trail, for example. You are not allowed to pick mushrooms or berries because they are for those wild animals.
Actually, we have two categories national parks.
Yeah.
And I think the other one is that there is not allowed to pick up something.
And we have one special forest, a very small one, but no one is allowed to go there. Only maybe foresters, some researchers who are doing, they call it like regional forest.
Is there anything that Finnish foresters do about the climate shifts, or are they researching new species or new varieties of species that are more heat resistant?
Yes, that's a very good point. So, of course, we have been discussing so that what means this climate change. So it means that, of course, that maybe in 20 years, so there are growing some new species, and so I'm sure that we are studying also that, but. I think it doesn't happen in one night, but yes, you are right, so we have to be ready for that.
Because, you know, climate has been changing in the past, but it's been a lot slower process, so that nature had time to kind of adapt to that. But right now, if we're not going to do something about it, then, you know, just leaving the old forest there is not enough.
And now we have, I have to point out that we have pine, spruce, and birch. Those are the main trees.
Some large
Species, but some small species of aspen and things like that, but those are not for industrial use. No, only these three. So pine, spruce, and birch.
Very small amount of some oaks on the coastline.
Okay, so we have plenty of forest for everybody here in Finland. So that's actually our own. We are lucky in that sense, but we don't have oil or anything other. So that's our clean coal.
So we have to make a biodiesel. That's one of the future.
Now the UPM is making a biodiesel already, a lot better. Is that it's about 500 tons per year now already?
Yeah, and it's growing all the time. So this heavy weight.
5.1.
So it's not like Slovakia, but you burn maybe half of our annual production of food. Yeah, but do you use natural gas imported from Russia?
Yeah, we have this
Pipeline. Yeah.
Pipeline.
I can't say how many persons, but
I think it's a bit decreasing in using this natural gas from this biogas is also bioethanol and so